Welcome back to the Tiger Network. I'm Reed Rosales, once again joined by Annika Saenz. And both sides ready for some SCAC basketball. Christian Green and Jalen Cherry will be the ones to take on the tip. McMurry 2-7, Tigers 8-3. McMurry hoping to start anew now that SCAC play is in the picture. McMurry runs fast, but a quick takeaway by the Tigers to Christian Green. Works his way to the rim and scores.
Not something unusual. Obviously, we have Carter Rook on the top of their press. And of course, that was picked up by Jacob Harvey, who gave a great dish-off pass to Christian Green, who's also always used to running wide in transition.
Keno Thompson trying to work against Rook. Cross-court pass, the three is up, but not in. Board by Millhouse. Three attempt was from Matt Pena. Rook draws the foul as TJ Hilliard takes quite a tumble. Their starters for the Warhawks: Keno Thompson, Jalen Cherry, TJ Hilliard, Matt Pena, and Josh Alcocer. Meanwhile, for the Tigers, it's the usual suspects: Braxton Berry, Christian Green, Jacob Harvey, Carter Rook, and Jacob Millhouse. Harvey, his three is up, in and out. Unfortunate for Harvey, but offensive board by the Tigers. They swing it over to Rook, back to Harvey. Getting it in to Christian Green. Some tough pressing by Thompson against Green. He'll draw the foul.
No, they called a travel.
Oh, they called the travel.
I also, they called a foul initially and then looked down to my near side ref.
Murray gets it in. Matt Pena will get back down. Matt Pena now up the court. Go the Warhawks. Shot up from Cherry is good. So lead for the Warhawks early on. Their style of play leads to a lot of threes being taken. They're good at making them as well.
Looks a lot like the beginning moments of the women's game, who also just shot out of their minds here a couple moments ago.
Christian Green gets the friendly bounce from the top of the backboard. So another Trinity lead. Harvey guarding Pena. Some good passing by McMurray, but nothing happening. TJ Hilliard's shot is no good. Rook, corner three. Off the back of the iron. Millhouse keeps it alive.
The second offensive rebound for Jacob Millhouse. Those opportunities that you want to see coming early in the game.
Rook to his left loses the ball, but it's picked up by Millhouse. Thrown up for Christian Green. He'll drive in. Acrobatic play is too strong. On the floor foul.
I'm going to call that one on Keno Thompson. I'm pretty sure that was during a box out, potentially on Christian Green or Braxton Berry, who were in that paint.
Harvey throws it in to Carter Rook. Now back to Harvey. Harvey thought about taking the quick three, but Thompson quick to trail him. Millhouse in the far corner. Dishes it in to Christian Green. Green spinning around. The shot's up. No good. Braxton Berry called for the travel.
I think Coach Jimmy Smith may have wanted to jump at some point there because there were so many hands on the ball, but those opportunities that Christian Green or any center or small forward in the paint really need to check out and realize that there's four people there. Obviously, there's going to have to be some guards open, and you want to see Jacob Millhouse or Jacob Harvey, two of some of the best shooters right now in this Scott Conference, getting started early.
Jalen Cherry called for the travel. There's a lot of traveling going between both sides.
They're just really eager. They're antsy. They're getting ready to play SCAC.
They both know that this game's going to be a battle of stamina. Both sides are going to attempt to outrun each other. Christian Green's attempt at the rim doesn't fall. Alcacer stops things, hands it over to Hilliard. Driving in, now to Keno Thompson. Thompson can't break the Tiger defense. Trying to get it in. Instead, it'll be kick ball. It'll stay McMurry ball. Matt Pena just throwing it off the foot of a Tiger. Pena, the senior out of El Paso, gets it into Thompson. Thompson on the Tiger head, and that's an over and back.
Definitely an over and back. That foot just inched its way across that line. Good defense. I don't know who that was. I thought that was Carter Rook who's pressuring up top, but always what you want to see.
Tigers get the ball. The first 3 minutes, only 7 points scored between the two sides. Rook into Braxton Berry at the top of the key. Alcacer trying to slap it out. Handed off to Rook. Now into Green to Braxton Berry. Berry buries it. 6-3.
That was great position fought by Braxton Berry, and although secondary defense was coming to potentially take that away, they missed it, and great finish.
Alcacer now to Thompson, standing on the Tiger head. Rook pressuring Thompson. Thompson backing up. Bit more aware of where that timeline is. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Thompson back out. Deep three from Pena. In and out. It's going to be Tiger ball.
Called that one out of bounds. That's one thing about men, like the men's game specifically. They're so athletic that their bodies can stretch across the court much easier. So making sure that you're maintaining, staying in bounds is going to be key for a lot of people, especially if you are planning on riding that baseline.
Unfortunate for Matt Pena. That was a good attempt from that far out.
I know. I thought that was going in. It hit every part of that rim before it decided it was like, yeah, I want to jump out of here.
And we are on record watch for Jacob Harvey and the career three-pointers made. You can see Harvey third place right now with 221. The other two guys were players that brought the Tiger program out from a slumber. Rich Skeen never saw NCAA tournament action, but without him, you don't have the Tiger team you had back near the late 90s. Before Skeen broke the record, the most threes the Tiger had made before then was 88.
Wow.
And then he crushed the record with 225. And Robert Kitzinger brought the Tigers back to the playoffs. They lost against Whitworth. And then Jacob Harvey, his freshman year, they went to the playoffs and they beat Whitworth.
It's a full circle moment.
And
also, shout out whoever made that graphic. That was pretty awesome.
Shout out to Josh Machagemba.
There it is.
Always working with me on stuff like that.
Who chose the italicized font?
Handed off to Millhouse. Zach Fenn and Will Bronson in for the Tigers now. Pressure up front. Christian Green can't lay it in. Alcacer with the defensive rebound for McMurray.
Zach Fenn has entered the game for Carter Rook.
Kick ball. Another one. So someone got shoe shined in the midst of all of that. We TJ Hilliard to inbound it. He finds Thompson. Thompson harassed by Zach Fenn. He pickpockets, but can't finish it off. Alcacer comes away with it. Long throw up, but just a bit inaccurate. Tigers will be the one controlling the ball. Through the first 5 minutes, I think a much lower scoring game than either side thought it was going to be. Yeah. McMurray, 9th best offense in the nation in terms of points per game. They're averaging 89.7. So for the first 5 minutes, they only have 3. Maybe a bit of a shock.
Well, it's a shell shock coming in and playing against, this type of defense. When you have people like Carter Rook and Zach Fenn at the top of this, press or top of this quarter court, defensive set, it's difficult to get any offense started.
Bronson, spin around shot, scores.
Bronson's been one of those players for me that I'm just eager to see every time we step into this CalGuard gym. I think he's definitely excelled over the past couple games, not playing like a freshman, takes up great presence in the paint, especially in the little mid-range area. But it's been fun to see him.
Keno Thompson at the top of the arc, trying to find any of his Warhawk teammates, goes to Pena. Good pass inside, shot at the elbow is no good. Board by Millhouse. And that was Sonny Parker taking the shot for McMurray. Ball's kept alive by the Tigers. Will Bronson fell out of bounds. Harvey near corner, works it in, hands it off to Millhouse. inside to Bronson. Bronson loses the ball into the hands of Parker. Now passed up to Devon Turner. Corner three from Pena, no good. A lot of Tigers there in the paint to collect the board, but it was Bronson who came away with it. Fenn throws it up for Christian Green. He has to keep it alive. Pass tipped by Keno Thompson in the hands of Pena. Inside, the acrobatics don't go. We go back and forth. Christian Green, one man to beat, and he does. Now you can feel the pace picking up as we hit the Autobahn here in Calgard.
Oh, Christian Green just motioned at Jimmy. I need one.
Turner goes up to Thompson. Back down to Turner at the top of the arc. Trying to swing it into Parker. He does. Corner up for Pena. No good. And Pena, a premier three-point player for McMurray. Thrown up for Bronson. He snags it out of the air. Can't finish it. He gets another opportunity and scores.
There we go. We see change of pace coming through. Finally, the Tigers are deciding to convert. I know that there was a couple opportunities early on in this first half where they could have converted, a couple then coming from Christian Green, but nonetheless, they're finding themselves in great opportunities.
Yeah, surprisingly low scoring first part of this game. See some of the replays. 10-0 run for the Tigers over the past 5 minutes. I have to think if you're McMurray, that probably won't last. For Matt Pena, 0 for 4 from downtown. He is second all-time for the Warhawks in three-pointers made. He's chasing his teammate from last year, CJ LeBlanc, for the record for threes. So last year they had both second place and first place for three-pointers made.
Wow. Obviously a three-point shooting team.
And McMurray wanting to put a bit more on the board than just 3 right now.
I know, most definitely. I mean, they've gotten good shots up and they've gotten open looks. I want to make a note on that last possession there by the Warhawks. They're trying to get it to the high post pretty much every time so that the defense can collapse. But I don't know if this is something maybe on the Tiger defense. I don't know if I would want one of my players coming from the wings or the, short corner area, coming in to, suction that defense, but rather keep it one of our small forwards or our centers, just denying that ball at the high post.
Now in for the Warhawks is Gervais Mayweathers, number 25. Bronson spinning around, trying to work against his man. Can't get it. It's loose, but taken away by Parker. He comes away with the ball. Also in is Julian Wilson, number 23 for the Warhawks. Rob Conrad, pressure up front. Freshman in for Trinity. Pass out to the corner. Mayweathers puts it in. Shot doesn't go. A lot of Tigers in. It's still loose. Pena trying to rip it out. Jump ball called.
And is this, I think this may be, what's his name, first game back?
Joshua Chesney in for Trinity, number 23.
There we go.
And Ty Williams also on the court for the Tigers. That was a big pile up on that side of the court.
Oh, most definitely.
Rob Conrad had a career-high 19 points against Schreiner up in Kerrville. Foul will be called before he can do anything acrobatic.
And he hit his first slam here at home the other night. He's listed, I'm pretty sure, as 5'11", I want to say. And I feel like that's maybe a little push, but I mean, he just jumped up there off of an alley from Jacob Harvey.
Yeah, Rob Conrad. I mean, we kind of saw it if you watched the games against UTSA or Sam Houston where Conrad got extended playing time. Coach Smith was talking like, those guys at the D1 level kind of guard you different than they do at this level because they try to do it one-on-one.
Yeah.
Conrad with that speed, that athleticism, he is a very special freshman in the making.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, even though you could just tell this man is just oozing with athleticism, I'm pretty sure if he tried pretty hard, his head would be maybe a couple inches short of that rim every time he went up. But he's been fun to see coming into conference play, and especially at home. I know we didn't play at home until the 20th of December, so it was long awaiting. And they played a couple games here, and he's been fun to call.
Rob Conrad listed at 5'11".
But I feel like that's a stretch because I'm 5'10", and I I don't want to say anything, but just wow, very athletic guy. And I'm also eager to see is that Chesney. He kind of reminds me. I've seen him play pickup, a little bit of a Tanner Brown, who's one of our alumni. It reminds me of him a little bit. I think Chesney is a right-handed player, but Tanner Brown was obviously a left-handed. But he's a good slasher, obviously able to shoot from the three, making his debut at home.
Tigers get the ball in. Ty Williams loses the ball on the spin around attempt in the hand of Mayweather's. Thrown to Matt Pena. Punched out by Zach Fenn. Pena will have to inbound it.
Josh and I are talking about this during the games that you weren't here, but it's just crazy how Zach Fenn, like, sometimes, like, the hands that he gets on the ball, like, you're just like, I don't understand how none of this is a foul, but he definitely doesn't touch anybody. He's just really quick with it, and I kind of compared it to, like, old school Dennis Rodman, who would just look at the rim and kind of just begin to judge and, like, learn where the ball rounds and everything. I feel like he's just studied every ball handler there's ever been.
High IQ play by Mayweather's. He was going out of bounds, but threw it off of Chesney after he collided with him. We saw Chesney running down the wing.
I spoke too soon. Because Zach Fenn just got called for the foul.
Fenn will get tagged with the foul. You'll see it on the replay here. The clash between two players. The smart play by Mayweather's. Christian Green on the court for Trinity. Pena drives it in. Thought about the shot at the top of the key. Instead, taken by a different player. No good for Julian Wilson. And this scoring drought for the Warhawks continues. Foul called.
Going to call that one on the floor. They're going to take that out on that left baseline. Still a low-scoring foul count.
Scoring drought for 7 minutes and 30 seconds for the Warhawks. Not the start either side wanted. Thrown up, maybe an attempt for a Christian Green slam, but instead it'll end up with the Warhawks. But Zach Fenn takes it away, turns around and scores. You cannot take your eyes off of him.
It was just sneaky.
Now Devon Turner. Up to Pena. Back down to Turner. Turner having to deal with Conrad. Pass to the far corner. Three's up from Mayweather's. No good. Taken in by Conrad, who rushes in to get it. Just a bit of a showcase of his speed.
If I could put this guy in an NFL combine, I really would.
He's up for Ty Williams. No good. Get off the back of the rim.
I actually would like college guys to go through, like, you know, like the NBA combines that they have. See what their, I don't know what their speed test would be. It's obviously not a 40-yard, but they test everything vertical and all the good stuff.
And slammed home by Ty Williams.
Okay, headman.
Zach Fenn getting the pass to Williams. That was a strong pass from Fenn.
It was. And a great slam by Ty Williams. It's always fun to see that at home.
Worked in. Floater goes for Mayweather's. Freshman out of San Antonio. Bit of a homecoming for a lot of this McMurry team. Chesney's three doesn't go. See whose ball it is. It'll stay Tiger ball.
Chesney's also left-handed. Maybe that's why I associated him with Tanner Brown. They're both lefties.
See who inbounds it for Trinity. Looks like that would be Harvey. It's going to be Rook.
The starters are back in for Trinity.
Rook gets it into Harvey. Harvey guarded by Turner. Back up to Millhouse. Down to Harvey again. Harvey to Millhouse. Millhouse loses the ball. Braxton Berry comes away with it. Pass out to Rook. Had to corral it. Shot from Berry doesn't go with limited time on the shot clock. Thompson goes in. Pull-up shot. No good. But Thompson didn't come away with his own rebound. It's going to be jump ball again.
Possession now is Warhawks, yeah. There's been a couple jump balls today. It's about 3 or 4.
I don't think we keep that stat on track. Jump ball.
I will now. I'll be the stat keeper.
It's the worst misnomer in this sport. You don't jump for the ball when it's a jump ball. Or you don't anymore.
Call it tie up.
Points for the Warhawks. 16-7. Harvey backed up to the 3-meter line. Thought about taking a 3. Instead goes to Rook.
That one's going to be an on the body. Number 13, Sonny Parker, as he was trying to fight for position with Braxton Berry on that right block.
Parker, judging by his reaction, I don't think agrees with the call.
They never do.
Thrown up. Foul called. Rook will be heading to the line. Thompson called for that.
That'll be what, our second trip to the line? Second or third?
Be the first trip this game.
For us?
Anybody.
Wow.
We have not gone to the free throw line at all.
Don't listen to me. I have no memory.
First free throw doesn't go. Women's team for Trinity had struggles last game. Now in for McMurry is Josh Alcacer. Can see Rook. Next free throw. No good. 0 for 2 trip for Rook. Turner. Down the left side. Passes back to Thompson. Thompson looked for Turner. Now back to Turner. Near the 3-meter line for volleyball. Swung in. Some good passing, but interrupted by the Tigers. Jalen Cherry trying to get it in. But now in the hand of Millhouse. Harvey to Braxton Berry. Very big pass to Rook. Rook spins around now to Christian Green. Back to Rook. They work it around. Harvey's got an open 3. No good. But an offensive board by Rook. Millhouse drives it in. Muscling. High off the glass. It's in.
Great second chance opportunity gathered by Carter Rook. And obviously we want to see shots go in by Jacob Harvey. I feel like he hasn't had many open ones, especially because he's been so close to that record. But great finish by Jacob Millhouse, who really started that offensive possession by getting that still on the opposite end of the court.
Alcacer's 3 doesn't go. Harvey, ball in his hands. Tigers do not have the numbers advantage here. 3 is up, in and out for Harvey. Big pass taken in by Mayweathers. That shot goes in. That was maybe the strongest, like, coast-to-coast pass I've ever seen in Calgary Gym from Thompson. Harvey swings it back out to Millhouse. Open 3 for him. No good.
They're going to call that one, definitely. Saw that coming a mile away. That one's going to be on number 24, Josh Alcacer.
I believe we'll have a stoppage of play on the floor. Both sides will meet with their coaches. Head coach for the Tigers, Jimmy Smith. Jimmy has been with the Tigers for 5 years now. He's really built this program back to a prominent state thanks to guys like Jacob Harvey, Jake Millhouse, Braxton Berry, and now the newcomers Christian Green, Rob Conrad. Wanting this program to be good for a very long time. And I think with the current depth that this bench has, they're set up pretty good for it.
No, he's had some great recruits come in. I think, who was the coach before him? Coach Pat? I forgot what his last name was.
Cunningham.
There we go, Pat Cunningham. From him, he got AJ Clark. That was also a great continuous recruit. Great player.
You can see a bit of the Warhawks huddle on your screen. Head coach for McMurray is Zach Pickelman. In his 10th season with the Warhawks, he's been coaching in various roles in the ASC for over 20 years. So a lot of experience for them. Now trying to get their first win in the SCAC. 9-18. Tigers up by double. Very low scoring game by both team standards.
Yeah, but now the Tigers are definitely in the singular bonus, so they're going to be heading to the line for the rest of this time. 7 minutes left.
First free throw doesn't go. Tigers have not made a free throw yet today. High press from Trinity.
Definitely
Travel
a
called.
travel.
Alcacer will turn the ball over. That's certainly not helping McMurry out at all. McMurry still trying to get out of single-digit points. Carter Rook hands it off to Millhouse, now to Harvey. Back to Christian Green. Braxton Berry at the top of the arc, down to Rook. Swung over to Millhouse. Tries it himself, and Millhouse golden again.
Wow. Really impressed this game with Jacob Millhouse. I feel like his change of speed on offense has been really good. I know that he had 2 little hitches right there. Get a wide open left-hand layup.
Millhouse and the Tigers put together 23 steals against Schreiner. That is a game, that is a maybe program high for the team. It's at least the best stealing performance they've had in over 22 years. Ball's loose, picked up by Gabe Parr. New entry into this one.
And one.
Gabe Parr will head to the line. The Tigers just click and click and click right now on offense. But McMurry, the team that their entire identity is scoring bunches of points, has right now come to a halt.
Well, it's just difficult whenever you have 2 people coming at you every time you have the ball, especially with this Tiger defense. They still can't buy a free throw.
Right now, the Tigers don't need the free throws. Quick 3 from Harvey is good. One closer to the record goes Jacob Harvey.
Now needs 5, right?
I believe so. Spin around. They got it to Alcacer. That's back. Warhawks trying to work it up the horn. Mayweathers takes the 3. His 3 is good. Mayweathers putting up a nice performance for himself. Overthrown pass, it's back to Warhawk ball. TJ Hilliard back in for McMurry. Von Turner will head back to the bench. Warhawks will have to make use of these opportunities to get back into this one. Good work. That one hit off of Harvey's foot. Warhawks will get the opportunity again. Pena. Looking around. Finds Hilliard. Now back to Pena, spinning around, working against Harvey. Inside the arc. Alcacer back out. Mayweather's 3. No good. Almost kept alive. They desperately tried to keep it alive. It'll be Tiger ball.
I think once McMurray realizes you got to stay out of the corners, the Tigers are definitely trying to use the sideline as another defender, and then on top of that, they're going to send 2 to you every time you do hit outside of those volleyball lines.
Coach,
So, yeah.
Coach Smith telling me Harvey does attract quite a bit of attention now, considering he's definitely the Tigers' main threat on the outside. Harvey holds the ball.
Which is a good thing. I mean, you want to have so much attention drawn to him that, you know, other players become really open.
Mayweathers tries to take it himself, no good. Parr with the board. But he's talked about working it in the paint more so they can get those outside opportunities. Christian Greens can't roll it in. Zach Fenn is throwing it, ending it up in the Warhawks' hands. Alcacer finding Mayweathers. Back outside, Pena, quick 3, no good. But Alcacer with the offensive board. Swish for Alcacer. Fenn and the Tigers moving as quick as McMurray. Harvey thought about the 3, instead to Fenn. Down to Millhouse. Millhouse sidesteps his defender. No good on the 3 attempt. Ball's loose, but taken by Pena. Long pass to Hilliard. Smooth moves for the Warhawks. Jalen Cherry finishes.
Feels like transition offense against transition offense right now.
And Zach Fenn, he can fly sometimes, and he did there. 2 points for the Tigers as we hit a stoppage of play.
Wow. That was like 4 or 5 possessions where it was just down the floor and down the floor.
Coach Smith telling me that their plan is not to slow down the McMurry offense.
Oh, no.
It is to outrun them.
Most definitely. I mean, they like the quarter court offense and making their defenders really work with them. That's how they get so many open threes during their other games.
McMurry, they've had some tough losses this year. Couple of one-possession losses, couple in overtime. Not your typical 2-7 team right now. Trinity handling them very well for what is right now the highest scoring team in the conference.
Wow. I mean, you really can't judge a book by its cover just because your record may show something else. You still, I mean, you can't play down or you can't, make any assumptions about a team. Everybody comes in with the same mentality that, everybody wants to win. You just got to see who's going to put their best foot forward and, cross their T's and dot their I's in the right way. It's like X's and O's games at the end of the game.
Right now, neither side shooting very well from downtown. For McMurry, that hurts them more because usually they're taking more three-point shots, but right now, Tigers and Warhawks have taken the same amount. Warhawks shooting percentage under 30. Some improvement to be had. McMurry has not gone to the free throw line this game. The Tigers, when they have gone, haven't converted on any of their attempts. Tigers guarding with that high press. Medeiros going up against Thompson. Thompson just muscling his way down the court. He is not going to be stopped. Alcacer working against Fenn. Back to Thompson. Thompson trying to direct traffic, sending players down court. But Medeiros, there's too much to handle. He has to defer it, and it's taken away. Good job by Medeiros, but immediate turnover. And a foul called on Fenn.
Coach Smith told him to calm down a little bit. I think he got a little excited. I think that entire defensive possession, I was just looking at Trent the whole time, and he came away with that steal.
Medeiros up high again. Sure, he'll go up against Thompson. Thompson drives in the arc, spinning around, trying to find somebody. Gets it to Cherry, sent away. It'll be Tiger ball as his shot batted.
Great defense by Gabe Parr, who maintained vertical position, didn't come down by any means. Great job.
Ty Williams will inbound it to Medeiros.
And Bronson enters as well.
Exon Lawson in for the Tigers, number 21, new face. Williams gets it to Lawson. Lawson works his way through, gets his first points of the game. So off the bench, into points for Lawson. Thompson down to Alcacer. Running in, some good movement by the Warhawks, but trouble, swings a foot. Oh man, Bronson spiked that like a volleyball.
We're gonna see a replay of that one. Yeah, he was like, that's not touching anywhere near that rim.
Not in his house. Hilliard, quick in, but punched away by Ty Williams. Nothing doing for the Warhawks. 3 from Harvey is good. Swirled it in.
4 more for Captain America.
Thompson back out. Alcacer, quick 3, no good. Harvey comes away with it. We'll see if he goes in. He does. Loses the ball. Like a behind the back flip from Alcacer.
It was. I thought he was out of bounds for a quick second there.
Hilliard, he gets the and one. He shouts, come on. Trying to get the Warhawks back into winning form. 32-18, Tigers in the lead. See no Warhawk up to join Hilliard.
But two making sure to guard Jacob Harvey, making sure he doesn't get an open look.
Medeiros having to go through the minefield. Ball's taken away by Hilliard. High off the glass, doesn't go. It'll be Tiger ball. Hilliard, the senior out of Houston, taking advantage of the young freshman, punching the ball away. Tigers are 6 for their last 8. Some quick passing up the floor. Lawson, no good. Foul's going to be called.
Let's see if he'll be the first Tiger player to put some on the glass from the free throw line.
So Alcacer will be tagged with the foul. Be a second. So Lawson will take some free throws. First one's up and perfect. Grant Jacobs on the court now for the Tigers. Devon Turner and Sonny Parker on for McMurray. Minute 34 left in the first half. That one's good too. So the freshman showing some of the older players how it's done at the charity stripe. That was perfect on his trip.
This is why they're called free.
Parker and DePena sidesteps one man, has to back up. The Tigers are relentless. Turner, his three, no good, too strong. Bronson rises up to take the board. Harvey felt like he's been in like pretty much the entire half. Oh, Lawson spinning around. Wow, gets by his man.
Wow.
That was smooth.
That's some fancy footwork.
Lawson hits the spin cycle. McMurray nearly trailing by 20. Cherry back out to Pena. Pena's three, no good. Bronson has the ball in his hand. Back to Jacob Harvey. Harvey spins around, loses the ball, gets possession back.
Little bit of a hug. Little bit of a hug after that whistle was blown. Nothing but basketball love.
32.9 seconds left in the first half. The Tigers just playing better than the Warhawks right now. I mean,
oh yeah.
Hard to win any game when you're shooting 25% from the floor. For the Tigers to also keep McMurray. They've had one trip to the line that they didn't convert on.
No, and that was that and one. I remember that one.
And Tigers are dominating the rebound game right now, 31-16.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the people that I remember, especially coming off of this game, was Jacob Millhouse, and then of course you see William Brunson picking up those last couple rebounds too. I mean, it just feels like an overall, you know, just ambush by the Tigers that's going on right now on every stat line we have.
Tigers come back out. Harvey gets it into Medeiros. Up against Turner, back to Harvey. Harvey works to his left. Strong pass to Grant Jacobs. Now inside, Lawson draws the foul. And this is what the Tigers like to do, forcing issues for opposing defenses.
That is team foul number 10, and it'll be 2 shots for Jackson Lawson.
So Jackson Lawson will get 2 free throws. Tigers enter the double bonus. First one too strong. Sonny Parker, 3 personal fouls for him.
We see Zach Austin coming in. He may be coming in for, as a shooter.
Next free throw, no good. So still not the best luck for either side from the free throw line. Turner down to Hilliard. No shot clock. They can elect to take the last shot. Spinning around. Yeah. Foul.
Found to be a crossbody on Will Bronson. Far from any type of bonus, which is something that's really different from what we've seen. Usually when a team is in bonus, they kind of match their aggressiveness.
Zach Austin and Braxton Berry checking in for Trinity.
8.9 seconds left. Let's see if any possessions come to full fruition.
Pena trying to spin around. They want him to take the shot, but they go to Turner. Near side, the ball almost ending up on the second floor, and a tough fall by Turner. He seems to be okay. 1.6 seconds left. Trinity will have to get a quick shot off. Long heave in the hands of Berry. Quick passing, no good. And then Harvey, after the buzzer, does a neat maneuver there. I think a good play based on how much time they have left.
It was, yeah, and obviously it was one of those that they had practiced. You see there was some formation with Trent Medeiros and who was that, Jacob? No, that was Grant. That was Grant up there at the midline. But overall, great execution by the Tigers. I think what's just really difficult right now for the Warhawks is every shot that they are taking, they're getting, rushed off that line, or they're having to take it off balance shot.
Tigers have spread out the scoring very well. Your leaders in points, Christian Green, Jacob Harvey, and Jackson Lawson, all with 6. It's the highest score amount of points anybody has on the team so far. Will Bronson, 6 rebounds, leads the team. Zach Fenn and Jacob Harvey, 2 assists, leads the team in that category. For McMurray, it's Mayweather's with 7 points, leading the team in scoring. 4 rebounds for Jalen Cherry. He's the leader in that category for the Warhawks. 2 assists for Keno Thompson, leader there. Trinity is up 36-18. They are playing some good basketball. McMurray, we'll see what Coach Pickelman, what kind of adjustments he makes in the locker room. McMurray, the 9th highest scoring offense in the nation, being stymied by the Tigers right now.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take a 45 second break here on the Tiger Network. Join back when that timer hits 0, because we'll be back for the second half of SCAC basketball.
Every morning, we rise, ready to meet our human potential, to take that next incremental step, to do the hard work that changes. Set in our preparedness and confidence in that moment when you know, I've got this. And then we rise. Each of us, all of us. We rise as passions coalesce in research, art, athletics, and beyond. We rise to the challenge of inquiry and discovery through undergraduate research and hands-on learning. We rise through the personal attention of a small college fueled by large university resources. We rise to the need for listening across differences, teaching the art and the act of conversation. We rise to the sounds of a vibrant, diverse, and culturally rich city, and we reflect it. At Trinity University, we recognize that you are here because you are ready to rise. And through a love of learning and a life of learning, we will challenge you to always reach beyond the horizon. Because your future awaits.
Well, welcome back to the Tiger Network. Trinity leading 36-18 right now over the McMurry University Warhawks. Christian Green with the ball, handing it to Millhouse. Now it's down to Harvey. Way open three. Oh man, swirled in and out. Unfortunate for Harvey, who's chasing the three-point record. Three from Alcocer. Very contested, deep, but no good. Green comes away with it, gets it to Rook. Rook nearly has the ball punched out. Harvey, sidestep, three's up, and good! Jacob Harvey comes out blasting, 39-18. Harvey inches ever closer to the record. Working around, trying to punch it in is Hilliard. Now to Pena, back to Alcocer. Can't get the bounce off the glass. Millhouse and the Tigers are running quick again. Rook, open three, no good. Taken by Pena. Running quick to Hilliard. He splashes in the paint and scores. We are going back and forth here early on in Calgar Gym in the second half. Swung into Christian Green. Ball off the foot of Thompson. It'll stay Tiger ball.
It's good to see points go up early compared to that first half. It was so low scoring. You said the first 10 minutes, the Warhawks really only had 3 points. It was something they weren't used to. Neither were we.
Rook backs out, works to his left, gets it into Braxton Berry. Ball out to Harvey. His three's up and good! And a bonus point to come for Jacob Harvey.
Wow. Just wow.
Harvey is heating up, to say the least.
Josh, get that graphic ready.
4 threes. He has tied second place at this point. Rich Skeen played from 90 to 94. A huge contributor to the great teams of the late 90s for the Tigers. And a bit of a trailblazer in his era. His shot goes. 4-point play by Jacob Harvey. It's tipped up by Harvey. He takes the ball.
Let him shoot it. Let him shoot it.
Rook, corner, doesn't go.
It's going to be a foul on the floor by number 24, Josh Alcocer.
I think everyone in the building kind of pinpointed this game for a game to break the record in, because we expected a high-scoring affair. Harvey, three up, off the back of the iron. Harvey is finding himself way more open than he did in the first half. Three is up for Cherry, no good. Makino Thompson, second chance, hits it out to Pena, no good. But an offensive board for the Warhawks. Pena backs out. Up to Thompson. Works to his right, can't find anybody. Now finds Alcocer at the free throw line, top of the key. And ball kicked away by Christian Green.
They got pretty lucky there. It was 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and because it went out on the Tigers, shot clock has been reset to 20. Lots of time left.
Not a lot of kick balls in this game.
Yeah.
Definitely more than usual. Hilliard being pressed by Harvey and Rook. Gets it to Alcocer, but he's ambushed by Tigers. Short shot, rattles in and out for Keno Thompson. Harvey and the Tigers run along the court to Christian Green. Euro step, up and no good. Rook, second opportunity to Millhouse. Puts it up, can't get it in. Millhouse, ball is hit away. Warhawk ball. I couldn't help but notice, but Harvey was open on the perimeter.
If only they were listening to the broadcast and could hear us. He's open, he's open.
For Harvey and his teammates will try to get him as many opportunities as they can, but Harvey definitely attracts a lot of attention being Captain America. Hilliard works in, trying to get past the Tiger defense. Finally drives in, no good. Ball is loose, taken by Thompson. Thompson thought about a three. That goes in the paint. Taken by Christian Green. One man to beat. He does.
Oh, definitely a carry. That was the most carry I've ever seen. I'm so sorry.
The Christian Green. He slammed it, but unfortunately it's not going to count. That's unfortunate for Christian. The net
You
kind of
don't have to replay it. It was just one of those you got to let go.
It looked awesome. It looks like he frayed the net.
I think it's just off balance.
Quick foul.
I think it's
Definitely looks a little. It doesn't look as
not as pristine as it did before that possession.
Before that dunk. Pena down to Cherry. Cherry works the way back out. Now to Thompson. Thompson, a lot of Tigers in his way. Called for the travel. Harvey, ball in his hand. Gets it to Barry. Now to Fenn. Christian Green at the elbow, looking for an open teammate. Picked off. And now Thompson lays it in. Easy points for the Warhawks. Harvey working quick. Braxton Berry slams it down. Braxton Berry brings down the house.
It's a great thought by Christian. Wasn't going to foul it. Got it up Jacob Harvey immediately.
Parker down to Pena. Now Keno Thompson looking around. Back to Pena. Now into TJ Hilliard. Loses the ball. It's on the floor. Gets it out to Parker. Jumper. No good.
Braxton tried to contest that from the floor. Did you see his hand go up?
All the effort. Deep three from Harvey. No good. It was in and out, though. Every shot that comes from his hand, you think it's going to go in. You know, Thompson is three. Unable to hit. Struggles from the Warhawks beyond the arc. Millhouse loses the ball. Maintains possession. Tosses it between Christian Green and himself for a moment. Harvey, corner three.
Wow.
Swish! Second place is in the possession of Jacob Harvey.
He needs two more, right, to tie.
Now, quick drive. Slammed down by Braxton Berry. Timeout on the floor. A lot of reason for excitement.
There we go.
Harvey's just one away from tying the record, two away from taking it for himself. A lot of history in those three players.
Wow.
Of course, Kitzinger played on the same team Shotland played on.
Really?
Back when Shotland was a Trinity Tiger. When looking into each of them, I found an old Trinitonian article from like 2013 or 14. I saw Shotland in there. I'm like, there's only one Shotland.
There's only, yes, exactly. There's only one Shotland you need to know about. He also said he delivered the commencement speech. Did he not? He could have been lying to me when he was trying to recruit me to come here. But I'm pretty sure that's what he said, because we were like trying to bond. I was valedictorian at my high school. I was like, I gave a good speech. And he's like, well, I gave a great commencement speech. And I think he started mentioning, like he mentioned YOLO. That's when it was kind of big, 2013, 2014. I was kind of dating him a little bit, but great guy.
Joe Shotland. I'm sure if he did give that commencement sheet, we probably have that footage somewhere.
It's got to be somewhere. Maybe I would say VHS tape. No, that's Coach Jimmy Smith's footage from playing UMHB. No, it's got to be in the archive somewhere from any of the commencements. I can just imagine him giving a speech too. He's so animated. Definitely commands the attention of a room, and a for sure clown.
Hilliard will inbound it for the Warhawks. Getting it into Parker. Chesney guarding him. Up to Keno Thompson. No Harvey on the floor for the Tigers as Rob Conrad enters the game. Christian Green, hand on the ball, bats it away from a new entry into the McMurry stat sheet. That is Cole Verdud-Arrow. Three is up from Verdud-Arrow. No good. Christian Green beats his man. He's working quick. Tries to take it himself. Whistle blown.
To be on the floor.
Well, Hilliard called. He was just trying to play catch up with Christian Green. Will Bronson, Zach Fenn, Rob Conrad, Josh Chesney, Christian Green on the court for Trinity. Julian Wilson on the court for McMurry as well. Conrad, ball in his hand. Takes a three. Not quite. It's a bit short. Zach Fenn doing Zach Fenn things.
They're at the right time, at the right place.
Fenn today has 4 steals. Quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And to Bronson now. Fenn to Conrad. Christian Green spinning around in the paint. No good, just a bit strong. Bronson keeps it alive. Hits it off. It'll stay Tiger ball. It goes off of Cherry. Now Zach Fenn is getting close to Cam Hill's steals mark for his career.
What number was that?
It's 133 and 134.
Okay.
Chesney muscles his way for points. Half-century mark reached for the Tigers.
What years did Cam play here?
Cam was here before Jimmy. So I'm trying to remember now. I'll think about it once we get to a break. Cherry up. No good. Fenn will have the ball in his hand. Fenn will inbound it to Conrad. 7-0 run for the Tigers. Find themselves up 50-22. Fenn driving in. Kicks it back out. 3 up. No good for Chesney. Bronson takes the offensive board. Second chance goes in.
I mean, he just skyrocketed up there to get that rebound.
No, incredible from Will Bronson. Tigers still pressing McMurray. It'll stay McMurray ball. Devon Tolliver on the court for Trinity. 30-point lead for the Tigers. Turner trying to get it across the timeline, but instead ends up in the hands of Tolliver. Chesney works around, doesn't get the points. Bronson, offensive board, muscling in. And it'll be Warhawk ball. Maybe looking to draw a foul, but nothing being called.
That's a scary front defensive tackle. You have Conrad and Fenn, some of the best defenders on this team.
And again, it just swarmed up front. It's been difficult for the Warhawks to get the ball down the court. Merriweather, pull up 3, is airmailed, but kept alive, but back in the hands of a Tiger. Chesney trying to get it to Fenn, but picked off. No, Parker, acrobatics, no good. Missing the layup. Conrad getting it to Chesney. Ball leaves his hands. Neither side has scored, but we've been playing back and forth basketball. 3 up, no good. It's loose. Wilson tied up. So Warhawks will keep the possession. That was a back and forth kind of affair. Gavin Dean will come in for McMurray, freshman, out of Bedford, Virginia. So a ways away from home.
What's so interesting about this Tiger press is it takes off your complete 10 seconds when you're trying to get it across that half-court line. So by the time that you're getting a shot up or even looking at a good attempt at the, at this rim, it's already 15 seconds left on that shot clock, and you're starting from there. You're not starting, with 20-25.
Jackson Lawson also made an entry into this one. Zach Fenn puts the ball out. Timeout as McMurry, their offense, high-scoring offense, is stuck in the
The turnout that we kind of have here, you know, although there isn't much of a student section because we're not officially back on campus yet, you know, parents are always here to turn up. You excited to, are you excited to start classes back? Was it next Wednesday?
Yeah, next Wednesday, January 15th.
What class, how many hours and what classes are you taking?
I think I'm just gonna have 12 hours this year,
Okay.
which is nice. Conrad, top of the key in the paint,
Wow.
gets the bucket. See the athleticism and acrobatics of Conrad. Yeah, that was all caused by a Zach Fenn pickoff on the inbounds. Now Conrad intercepts the ball. Three's up. No good from Lawson. And just all alone in front, points for Gavin Dean. Now we start picking up pace of play here in Calgar Gym. Again, just nice steps by Conrad, doesn't go. But now I should have some nice free time this year than I have had in previous years.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm only taking 15. It's not too bad. You know, I'm graduating in 4 years. That's all that matters.
That's true. Didn't step on the seal, get cursed with the...
I do, honestly, when I came here, because I was a transfer student, I didn't know about this seal curse. So hopefully I graduate in 4 years.
Did you step on the seal? If you don't know, outside of one of our buildings, there's a seal where it is said if you step on it, you won't graduate in 4 years. Sonny Parker drives down, trying to get it to Turner off his hand. And some sort of whistle blown. It will remain Warhawk ball. Par waiting to check in for the Tigers. The officials are having a discussion. Fenn chatting with one of the other officials that's not a part of the group discussion right now. I think maybe discussing who it's on. Coach Smith. So Gaypar will come in. It is still Warhawk ball. Bronson will go back to the bench. Good game for Will Bronson. Mayweathers finds a teammate. Turner kicks it back out to Parker. Now back to Dean. Up to Turner. Far corner. Inside back out to Dean. Stepped out. So not just Trinity history, SCAC history will be rewritten as well if Jacob Harvey is to make it past Kitzinger. Moved around. Parr goes up. Now Fenn back to Lawson spinning around. Up and in for Lawson. 56-24. Talking about a discrepancy between the SCAC record book and the Trinity record book. There are certain games that don't count for SCAC record books.
Yeah.
Deep three for Dean, no good. For example, I think the women's game against Dallas Christian, I don't think counts for, or maybe it did.
So would there be a discrepancy 3-point wise?
Yeah, because any stats that happen in a game that doesn't count
There we
obviously
go.
don't go in.
Okay.
But
So-
muscled in by Lawson again as he's picking up steam.
Okay.
Now, Parker out to Mayweathers. They find Dean in the corner, but back to Von Turner. Rob Conrad rushing down the court. A lot of basketball to play as Conrad can't finish it off. It's kept alive, but in the hands of Fenn. Conrad open three, no good. Tolliver takes the offensive board, draws the foul. We'll head to the line. The Tigers are just slowly pulling further away from the Warhawks.
We're going to have a sub getting ready to check in.
Yeah, Trent Medeiros is getting ready to come back in. And Jalen Cherry also ready to come back in for McMurray. First free throw sunk. Tigers in the bonus. 59-24 is the score. Yeah, for certain things like the stats against our games against UTSA and Sam Houston don't count, but they count for Sam Houston. Because when you play a lower division opponent, you have to count those games. But we don't.
Yeah. So our record books would be different from
SCAC,
Yeah.
hypothetically. That three goes in for number 1, Aiden Mendez. Freshman from San Antonio gets a big cheer, but an immediate response by the Tigers.
Wow. Every time Conrad just scores and kind of just slices through difference, my only response is just wow.
Dean, nice pass to Cherry, and one for Jalen Cherry. Still 61-29, quite a good lead for the Tigers. Zach Austin and Grant Jacobs will head in. Tolliver and Lawson will head back to the bench. Cherry to try and complete the and one play. No good. No Cherry on top for Jalen as Austin gets it to par. Warhawks pressing up front, but Tigers dissect the defense. Zach Austin can't muscle his way for points. It'll be Warhawk ball. Timeout. Both sides will come together and discuss the recent happenings of the game. As we discuss the recent happenings of the game, the Tigers pulling deep from their bench.
Yeah, they are. I mean, there's just been a surge every time the Warhawks have scored. We've just had an immediate reaction. One of them being Conrad.
I think what's very impressive is despite going to the bench, the Tigers are still dominating the rebound game.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see some faces that we haven't really seen come preseason. They're making their debuts here, getting to see what they play like, what they may be looking like later in the season as we enter conference play.
Of course, Tigers will have to play McMurray again up in Abilene just a couple weeks from now, really. I'll look to get a win up there too in Abilene. Trinity has played the other team in Abilene, Hardin-Simmons, in Abilene as well. Came away with the win. 61-29. Of course, SCAC tournament, 6 teams make it. The top 3 teams from each division make it into the SCAC tournament. The top finisher from each division gets the bye.
Yeah.
So winning the division means quite a bit this year.
Where's the tournament going to be? Do you know?
The SCAC tournament is in Dallas.
Okay.
University of Dallas. Everyone will make their way up there. Got to host volleyball too. Well, in part they hosted volleyball. It was really at Austin, but there were so many teams there that Dallas took some of the games. Of course, a lot of good teams in the SCAC this year. It's going to be very competitive. Foul called. We'll see who they... TJ Hilliard called for a foul.
They got one more.
Yeah, about to say, that call was not right. It was on Medeiros. Hilliard's not even on the court. Mendez going up and down between him and Merriweather. Sonny Parker, ball is out, and it's gone up. One man to beat for Medeiros, he scores. Good takeaway and score by Medeiros. He almost tried to take that ball away as well. Punched away, so McMurry can have another chance. Out to Mendez. Three's up, no good. Gabe Parr and the Tigers get another opportunity to score. 7 minutes left in the game. Pass to Austin. Grant Jacobs. Oh, can't get the lay-in. Parr with the offensive board. He tries to take it himself, no good. Ball still loose and alive, but right into the hands of Sonny Parker. Parker finishes off the play. He gets the pass from Gavin Dean. Warhawks not letting up their defense. Zach Austin. Conrad. Three's up and good. So Rob Conrad up to 7 points in this game now. Conrad tips the ball. It's loose. Taken away by Parr, who will get fouled. Opportunity at the line for Gabe Parr. It is 66-31. Have a Tiger waiting to check in.
2 shots for Gabe Parr.
Max Sprott waiting to come in. Gabe Parr's first free throw misses. Conrad will head back to the bench for Sprott. So another new face. Sonny Parker picked up his 4th foul. And he'll head back to the bench because of it. Julian Wilson in for McMurry. McMurray beating the weather that hit North Texas. Nothing going for Parr at the free throw line. Aiden Mendez. And the Warhawks passing it well. Dean back to Mayweathers. Oh, finds Cherry, but they kick it back out to Mendez. Mendez working in, back to Mayweathers. Three's up, no good. Board by Grant Jacobs. Now working to his left, Grant Jacobs. Gets it to Medeiros. Medeiros, pass out. Sprott's 3, no good. Mendez gets the board. Big pass to Mayweathers. And blocking foul called. 66-31. Yesterday it rained quite a bit here in San Antonio. Probably the strongest rain I've seen in quite a while. And it was cold too to boot, so it was miserable rain.
Yeah, there was a little wind chill.
Although it's not the worst weather I've seen in my life.
It was frightening. The day before I was actually on the expressway and there were so many accidents. I was heading up to 1604 and yeah, it was pretty bad. But of course it only starts getting cold in January and February. We never get a cold Christmas. I went down to the valley and it was 85 Christmas morning and I was like, tropical Christmas.
Zach Austin can't finish it off, but second chance, Max Sprott will get 2 points. Another Tiger scores. 68-33, deep 3, no good. Tigers are just working as fast as the Warhawks. Parr, little Euro step, can't finish high off the glass. And give it up to the Warhawks as Dean scores. They have not lowered their energy at all.
Timeout, Trinity.
This really does feel like transition offense versus transition offense right now. Turnovers for the Tigers have not changed since the 10-minute mark. Even before that, I want to say. I mean, we're just dominating on the rebound side, and that's one of the reasons why they've gotten so many second chance opportunities.
And for McMurray, it's just a rough start. I mean, that start kind of felt like the tone setter for the entire game.
Most definitely, and then they couldn't find their footing after that.
Like the first 7 minutes, McMurray only had 3 points, like near the first half of the first half.
Yeah.
And the Tigers had already scored like a ton of points at that point. It's just a bit too much to come back from.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't show what kind of team McMurray is.
No.
Because McMurray, I guarantee you, is very exciting team to watch. It's just this time the threes aren't going in, and that's kind of what they depend on to score nearly 90 points a game.
Most definitely, and then it's even harder too because the Trinity bench has just gotten so deep right now. If we look across the stat board, pretty much everybody who's kind of touched the ball is either, you know, been a part of an offensive set or scored the ball, and they've just been a part of anything that's led them to, you know, enhance this lead by so much now.
Some new faces for the Tigers. Jake Miller in for
last year when I was still playing, and obviously great kid.
Brought to Austin. Austin trying to get across the timeline. Finds Sprott again. Pass to Dupertween. Now Ty Williams. Three's up and good for Sprott. 71-35.
Thought a kickball might have been called.
Over and back called. Tigers get the ball back.
He was in the air when he kind of got it.
Dupertwee also has a sister that goes to Trinity.
Yeah.
So a lot of Dupertwees across Trinity's campus.
Little shout out, she also runs like a book social media. She reads a lot, gives great book recommendations.
Tigers working around. Dupertwee gets it in to Williams. Shot from the elbow doesn't go. It's up, taken by Dupertwee. Back outside to Williams. Dupertwee's three is up. Off the back of the iron offensive board. Ty Williams muscles and wins. 73-35. Now, no bias here or anything, but I need McMurray to get 2 for a special score. Oh, they just miss.
They were like, we know Reed Rosales wants a palindrome, so that's exactly what we're not going to give him.
I think someone got a hand on Sprott's shot. That took a very weird angle.
Yeah.
We'll have a stoppage and play on the floor.
Timeout. Made us use for substitutions, but it's good to see some new faces.
Yeah, 3:31 left for the Tigers.
You'd be really happy if it was 3:13, wouldn't you?
Yeah. 73-35. I was so close to my palindrome score.
It could still happen.
But you can see Gepard talking to one of the officials. Actually, you can't quite see that. It's just off your screen. Tigers in their huddle with Coach Smith. Coach Pickelman in his huddle as well. Not much has changed. The Tigers' shooting percent has kind of fallen a little bit, but with the score discrepancy, I don't think that is of much concern to them.
No, and they come back here and play Concordia on Sunday, do they not? It'll be a doubleheader again.
They'll be back to play Concordia on Sunday. We'll see if we have a women's and men's game or just a men's game.
Yeah.
Depending on how the Concordia women's team is feeling by Sunday. Now we got certain flu bugs going around. Hopefully everyone can stay healthy. Not just injury-wise, but, you know, health-wise as well. Miller will be the one to inbound it. Miller gets it in to Sprott. Sprott loses the ball. It'll stay Tiger ball. 73-35. Sprott gets it in to Miller. Back to Sprott. Goes around to the right. Now back to Sprott. Three is up. Off the back of the iron. It's contested, but Sonny Parker comes away with it. He's got 4 fouls, so foul one more time and he's out. Mendez back out. Three is up. No good for number 15, Dane Thompson. Working to his left. Back out to Ty Williams. Tries it himself.
It'll be an and one. He's going to head to the line to see if he can finish out that 3-point possession.
Andrew Stevenson on the court for McMurry as well, number 14.
Also looks like Grant Jacobs is at the scorer's table looking to check in.
I went to Rome with the Dupertuis family
Yeah,
for a summer trip for learning about Roman history and such. That was really fun. Dr. Dupertuis is an excellent professor. Of course, his daughter was in that class. His son wasn't at Trinity yet. He was just along for the ride because obviously the professor families came along. Because if they didn't take their families, that'd probably be a bit of a rift in the household, I imagine.
I know.
Three's up. No good. Rock still trying to get the three-pointer to work, but to varying success rates. Dupertuis. Turnaround shot, no good. Tried to get his own miss. Austin fighting. Jump ball called. Trinity will keep it. Dupertuis will inbound it.
You know how I said I was going to keep track of them? I didn't.
Dupertuis will not inbound it. It'll be Miller. First, Eva Dupertuis, the sister of Julian Dupertuis.
Eva? She has
Eva.
I think it's Eva or Eva.
Trying to remember.
Let me pull this up on Instagram really fast because I know I have her.
I am terrible with name pronunciations, but I don't have a pronunciation guide in front of me.
It's EVA, so I think it's Eva or Eva. It's one of the two. I feel bad if I mispronounce it, but
I'm sure she'll make fun of me considering I was on a trip with her for 3 freaking weeks.
Yeah, shame on you.
Yeah, I know, right?
And you're a stickler for pronunciation.
I'm a stickler for pronunciation when there's a pronunciation guide available. 2:10 left on the clock. Like, if you have a pronunciation guide in front of you, you should be able to get it right, in my opinion.
Right.
Deep three, no good for Parker. Dupertuis fighting for the board. Foul called. I believe Andrew Stevenson will head to the line.
There was a splurt there whenever there was no whistles being called. And now, of course, since we're in the last 3.5 minutes of the game, there's been a whistle every 15 seconds.
First free throw doesn't go. 2:02 left on the clock. That one goes. 36-76. In the corner, Miller drives in, gets it to Austin. It's loose and taken away by Aiden Mendez. Mendez swings it out. Now driving in to Sonny Parker. Some easy points for him. Jordan Willis now on the court for McMurry. He's number 35. Now back to Dupertuis. Long throw. Some nice passing from the Tigers. Miller's three is up and no good. Pass up the court, open three. Off the iron, tipped up, but not tipped in. Minute 10 left in this game. Backing up is Miller, now going back in. Long pass, Sprott can't corral it. Yeah, we went to a couple places. We mainly stuck in Rome. A really cool trip.
What was the class that it was for?
It's like, oh man, I can't remember the class title exactly. As Mendez
I want class,
drills.
I want hours, credits, which room it was in.
The room was Rome. We did not have we had like half a class in a classroom that trip.
Do you remember what building it was in at least?
I don't remember a name.
Oh gosh.
I'm trying to remember what even the service we use for that stuff. I just remember the first day was all kind of miserable because you get in and you have to stay up until nighttime or else you're all jet lagged. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you have to get up with the times. Grant Jacobs, first free throw, no good. But we got to go to a bunch of churches, underground to catacombs. It was awesome. Going to Pompeii, that was cool. And Herculaneum. Herculaneum had cats near it. Of course, they were getting pets and scratches from all the tourists. I mean, they know what they're there for.
Oh yeah. They're playing the system.
No shot clock left, and I think the Tigers are going to be content to run the clock out. Applause for the Tigers as they have their most dominating performance this season thus far. As the buzzer sounds, a 76-40 final score as Trinity blows away McMurry. And the one word I can think of to describe this performance is dominance.
I completely agree with you. I couldn't find a better synonym, but definitely agree with that. I mean, just across the board stats-wise, everything was just there, clicking on all cylinders.
65 rebounds for the Tigers. They dominated the boards. They dominated the floor. A bunch of Tigers got to score. Jacob Harvey, very close to breaking the three-point made record. He didn't come back on after he got taken out. But hey, we'll see. Harvey, 16 points for Jacob Harvey. Will Bronson had 10. Jacob Harvey with 3 assists, leading Trinity in that category. Also, Jackson Lawson had 10 points. Congratulations to him, young player getting double digits. And for McMurry, your leading scorer was Jalen Cherry with 7 points. Leading rebounder was Jalen Cherry and Sonny Parker, both had 7 rebounds. And a bunch of players had 2 assists. Well, for everybody in the control room, Ariel Monson and Yanel, thank you for coming in to work this game, camera operator and switchboarding. And for Annika Sines and Josh Machigemba, who makes it all possible, join us Sunday for when Trinity takes on Concordia. That'll be an exciting one. Until then, enjoy your day break in between. I'm Ben Reed Rosales, signing off.